Ever get the feeling you're being watched online? It's data brokers. They collect your personal info, your browsing habits, where you live, and who you're related to, and then sell it to the highest bidder. Aura helps stop that. Aura automatically removes your personal info from data broker sites and keeps it off. It also monitors the dark web, protects your devices, alerts you to real-time threats, and more. Start your free trial at aura.com/listen. That's AURA.com/listen for your free trial.
If you love entertainment, current events, and Hollywood, don't miss Creator to Creators, hosted by the filmmaker Meosha, known for the Shudder hit documentary Horror Noir and the acclaimed film Anatomy of an Anti-Hero, Redemption. This show features interviews with filmmakers and creatives from around the globe. Join the fun with guest celebrities and gain valuable insights. Subscribe now and follow Creator to Creators.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Creators to Creators today. Today we have a special guest.
It's true.
So basically I love starting from the beginning. I always say the beginning chart our trajectory in life, our little habits that we pick up along the way, follow us into our adulthood. Tell me a little bit about your childhood briefly, and kind of how did you find your way into music?
Okay, so I grew up with both parents in my household. I got 5 siblings. Yeah, I got 5 siblings. I'm the youngest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm the youngest of all of them. Like kind of a big age gap too. My parents had me like kind of in their later years. Um, how I found my way into music. My parents really like just growing up at cookouts and stuff like that. Like they playing a lot of music. It wasn't really a lot of rap. Like a lot of the rap came in like when I was around my brothers. But from with like my parents, for the most part, it was a lot of old school music, and that kind of like inspired me. Like when I listened to the Temptations and I seen the movie, that had like made me want to do a talent show when I was younger. Like that, and that's kind of like how I got into music. But then I kind of strayed away from it. Like when I got into like middle school, playing basketball, and then high school, I found my way back into it.
Nice. I love that. So like what age were you when you were like, all right, I'm gonna take this music, career seriously. I'm gonna actually do this and, professionally.
It was really fairly recently, like I say, like 4 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I say like 4 years ago. Like in high school, I was doing it, kind of, like just doing it, like just like locally. You know what I'm saying? Like I won't really dropping mixtapes. I really won't really releasing music. I was really just perfecting my craft, like writing, just recording myself, like going to studios here and there. But I won't really into it like how I am now. Like now I'm like invested into it. Now I'm, what I'm saying, like paying for videos, paying for a studio, or now I got my own studio. So now, what I'm saying, I invested in it. Like it's kind of like 2 feet in it now.
Yeah,
More then I was more like filling it out, like, what I'm saying, really seeing if I could really do it for real, for real.
that's great. Yeah, I always say, I think it's pretty amazing when people do the music world because it's so saturated. There's so much music, right, coming out
Right.
these days, and artists, and to just go for it. I think that's pretty amazing. So let's talk about your amazing song, which is like very interesting, a ballad in praise of women, which I was actually very surprised to hear. Steppin', tell me a little bit about the process of making that, and where did that come from?
Okay, so my process, I heard the beat on YouTube. I'm just scrolling on YouTube. I got producers that send me beat too, but I was just on YouTube just scrolling and I heard the beat. I just started bobbing my head to it and I kind of just came up with a melody. And I was like, no, I got to do this. So I reached out to the producer and, what I'm saying, made sure everything was cool before I used the beat, paid for it, and then I recorded over it. And while I was recording and I had that melody, I just put the stepping part to it and just orchestrated the song around that.
I love that. I love that. Was it where you go? Did you go into it, talking about, like, do you, as your like your process, like when you do you know what you're going to talk about, or is it just kind of something that happens when you're in the studio and you find it that way?
Sometimes I know what I'm talking about when I go in there. Like I go in there with a subject matter, but most of the time here recently, it's been just me filling out the beat and just going from there. Like finding a melody first and then putting the words with it.
I love that. I love that. What how would you describe the vibe and the sound of stepping?
Um, I would say melodic. Um, um, it's I wouldn't call it. It's kind of R&B, but it's kind of hip hop at the same time.
Hmm. Love that.
So it's just kind of like a mixture of both.
I love that. I love that. So when it comes to, this subject matter, because it's about like empowering women, which is super, super cool. I think it's super that it praises women in a interesting way. Was that something that, is this like a kind of a different theme for you as far as like the subject matter and the things that you talk about?
Yeah, I would say that. I have a music where it's kind of like the other way around too.
Okay.
But I also have music where it's like this, but it's not a lot that's been released though.
I
But I
see.
got more that's coming that's kind of like on this type time. Not the same vibe like as far as sound, but as far as subject matter, maybe the same.
Nice. Very cool. Was there like an inspiration behind the song or even the album? The your first album? Was it inspired by someone, or you just kind of like the artistry, because I know like I see like a lot of interviews and artists talking about finding their style, their voice,
Right.
um things like their like when you hear a Kendrick Lamar song, it's going to be something like he's going to talk about very heavy subject matters, but it's also going to be very like you're going to want to listen to every word, like
Right.
or you hear like a Drake song or whatever, it's like they have their kind of their style and approach.
Yeah, so I'll say my first project that I put out, it was really me just seeing the type of feedback I would get back.
Okay.
Cause I before then I really only released probably two songs, maybe two songs. And like if I'd have known better, I really would have saved like that project or like put out a smaller body of work like a EP and just say because I feel like I got a good reaction to it, which is like what made me want to keep doing it. But I also feel like it really didn't get the attention that I wanted it to get for it to be my first project. I feel like it's a lot of songs on there that's that's really hard for real for it to be my first project.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a big thing about like getting it out there. I feel like that's something I hear a lot within in like artistry, and I feel like that's a big thing. And you can have a really big hit or a good song, but if you don't know how to get it out there, it's kind of hard to get that audience, those
All
listeners.
right.
um like, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like everything's changing better, like as far as like indie artists versus the things that we can do now is way more things we can do now because of social media. Do you feel
Exactly.
like it's getting in we're going in a better direction?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it's kind of what you said too, like oversaturated because there's so much access to everything. But at the same time, is good because you don't need nobody to help promote you. You could promote yourself really. Like it's still good to get that push from whatever it is that can help you, but if as long as you just keep on posting the same thing, like it's really just you promoting yourself, and it's free.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. um I have a fun question I like to ask every artist, everybody on the show, but there's no wrong answer.
Mhm.
um the three levels of influence: money, power, and respect. And if you could choose only one of those things, which one would you choose and why?
You asking me the order of that, or you just asking me which one I could choose, or I would choose?
Yeah, which one would you choose and why?
I would choose respect.
Okay.
Yeah, respect, because you can have all the money in the world and then nobody respects you.
Right. Very true. Very true.
Power power. I wanted to say it's kind of the same as respect, but I don't know. I don't know how to explain power. But yeah, money, you definitely can have money and not have respect. But I'm not sure if you can have power and not have respect though. Because
Mm,
if you got power, that means people respect you enough to hold you to that, you know what I'm saying, to that standard to where you feel like you have power.
yeah, no, for sure. How do you define success in the music industry?
Success in the industry,
Hmm.
for me or just
Yeah.
general?
Just your personal point of view, what you think success means to you.
For me, it would be to make an impact in music, like to just stamp myself somewhere in music, whether that's me being the face of something that I'm doing myself, like my own music, or that's me like writing and a record become big. You know what I'm saying? And it's me behind the scenes that has something to do with it. As long as I make an impact on this here, like this industry right here, I feel like that's a form of success for me.
I love that. That's really great perspective. How do you feel about, I hear people talk about this AI thing, like, oh my gosh, AI, oh my goodness. There some people are against it, some people are for it.
Right.
Um, how do you feel about AI, and do you feel like it's beneficial, or do you not like no like care?
Okay, I feel like I'm I'm against it. I'm more against it than for it, and I feel like it's been around. But
Gotcha.
yeah, I feel like it's been around. But the way people are using it, like to put somebody's face on something, and they want the one that's doing it, like that's crazy. Or to make somebody's mouth move and say, or like make somebody say something that they didn't say, that's crazy. So like for that in that aspect, yeah, I don't agree with it. But if you using it for like chat GBT, like to learn something, or you asking it to help to inform yourself on something, then yeah, I'm for it on that aspect. But if you're using it for any type of malicious, you know what I'm saying, malicious intentions, no,
Mhm.
I ain't for that.
No, I totally get that. Yeah, because I think a lot of times people can use it for, you know, definitely bad intentions for sure. And
Yeah,
and
catfish and
and
all type of stuff.
yeah, yeah, I've heard some really scary stories. I was like, oh my God. Um, but yeah, when it's done right, absolutely. Like I hear I haven't seen like where they have it now where because again, if you can't afford a big crew, you can get an AI that can, pretty much do what a huge team could do. You know what I mean?
Right.
And would help production costs and saving money essentially with everything that, especially when you're indie artist
See, I might not know what you're talking about. You saying use AI to do what?
to like do gosh like business proposals, write things up, can be the thing the front man for you, so you don't have to do all those the paperwork and all the other stuff if you don't know.
Got you,
You
got
know
you.
what I mean? Like it
Right.
just cuts down all of that. So yeah, I mean I've seen it done. I've seen AI done like some amazing things that looks like you have a big team, but it's really just you. But no one
Yeah,
would
see,
know.
I ain't seen it yet. I just been seeing all the BS people been doing with it. So I
Right.
ain't that informed with it with how you is yet.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Um, so I have this fun question, and again, no wrong answer, but I'm curious of your answer. If you could go to coffee with any living artist, or dead, um, who would it be? Who would you go have coffee with, and what question would you ask them on the coffee date?
Coffee, coffee. Um, hey, I never thought of that.
Any artist that like could be living or dead. musically, like someone that you would like to go to coffee with and just pick their brain?
Yeah, I can't think of one right now off top.
No, no problem, no problem. Do you have a favorite artist or someone that inspired you like now, someone musically that you're like, wow, I would love to work with them on something if you could get like a feature or something.
Back then, my favorite artist was definitely David Ruffin.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, like so like if he was still living, to have him like singing on the song that I'm doing, that'd be hard. I also mentioned Smokey Robinson before, that'd be hard.
Oh, nice. That would be
Like
interesting.
yeah, that'd be hard for me. Like that's somebody I was listening to coming up. Like my parents was playing them. So
Nice.
like if I was rapping on a song and they were singing like the chorus or in the background or something like that, I feel like that would be tough.
I,
Um,
that would be great. That'd be great.
Somebody right now in this generation though, I do a song with Future.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Future for sure. Future
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah. I think Future is absolutely incredible. I think Future is, I mean, the fact that he's been around for so long, he's figured out a way to continue to stay relevant. I feel like
Right,
it's really hard to stay relevant these days because music is changing.
right. And that's you know what? That'll probably be the person I was like, hey bro, come get some coffee with me right quick, bro, so I can pick your brain. So
Yeah.
I can ask him like, you know what I'm saying, like how you stay relevant for so long, like how you keep on reinventing yourself. Like but you still future, but it's like it's like I don't know, it's I don't know how to explain it. Like he been around for a minute.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think he's been around like almost I want to say almost like 20 years.
Yeah,
No?
it's been a minute for sure, for sure.
It's been a minute. What do you think people have to have like artistry wise to stay, relevant that long? Like what do you think that requires?
Um, I think like somebody like Future, they keep like a certain mystique about them. Like they're not really accessible. I don't really see Future like out there. You know what I'm saying? I don't really see him out there much, or I don't really see him doing too many. Maybe in the beginning of his career, maybe, but I don't see him doing too many interviews and stuff like that. Like I think it's
Mhm.
like it's the mystique about him that keep people intrigued.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like a Beyonce, like you don't really see she doesn't do interviews anymore. I mean,
Right, but she got
right, I
like a
mean,
big super fan base. Like,
right, right. Definitely huge fan base. And I think that makes a lot of sense. I never thought of it that way, but yeah, I think it is the mystique that keeps people intrigued. Like, like what are they doing or, and they just keep coming up with music. And if he does do interviews, it's like super rare.
right.
Um, how would you describe your growth as an artist since you started making music seriously in 2021 till now?
My growth as an artist, I'll say just getting more comfortable putting myself out there. Like naturally, I'm kind of like a reserved person for real, for real. But just like me doing this, it's kind of like me stepping on my element a little bit.
Mm.
But I'm getting more comfortable doing it though. Like when I perform, I'm getting more comfortable on stage. I'm getting more comfortable doing this right here, like talking to you. Like in the beginning, when I was doing it, I probably wouldn't be saying as many words. It probably like one word answers. So I say like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm growing in this aspect too.
I love that. I love that. I love that. What is your favorite track that you've or song that you've released so far? And if you have one, why?
That's tough. It's a favorite one I released so far. Oh, let me see. I gotta go through my catalog. I'm gonna say Think Twice for sure. That's one of them. I
Okay.
just released that on Conflicted.
Nice.
And Clocking. That's on my very first project, Strawtree.
Nice. And why was it your favorite?
Clocking was my favorite because really just like what I'm saying on there, like I was like really like displaying bars. Like if you really pay attention and listen to it, I kind of got out of it in my like newer music. I kind of like dumbed it down a little bit. I still got wordplay in it, but it's not really as bar heavy as like a clocking song would be. Like if you were to go listen to it, and it was probably the first song that kind of like got some traction for me. That
Mm,
like made me want to be like, I'm gonna keep doing it.
nice,
So
nice.
that for that, that's that for that song. The Think Twice song, I say that one because it's a message in it. Like before you make any move, like think twice. Like don't move off emotion. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta
Yeah,
think, like use your logic. Emotions can, you know what I'm saying? Like you can do whatever off emotion right now, and it can cost you your life or somebody else's life.
it's very true. Very true. Um, you know, I'm curious. I think I read somewhere about your poetry influence. How does your background in poetry influences the way you write your lyrics today?
I say it influenced me more back then because I was writing more back then
Hmm.
because I was fresh off like doing poetry. Like now, like I said, I'm more like going in there, listening to the beat, coming up with a melody, and then putting the words to it. But I can also write. It just get a little tedious to like just sit there and write like a whole verse and a whole hook and all. Like you know what I'm saying. Like to write a whole song. Sometimes
Yeah,
it like to sit there in one spot and do that. Sometimes it get annoying.
for sure.
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
more back. I feel like I had more patience to do it back then because I was more into doing poetry. I kind of got out of it, like you know what I'm saying. Like the more years I got into doing this stuff.
Nice. Very cool. What's the message do you want that you hope listeners take away from your music?
Message. I mean, each song different, but for the most part, I'm telling you, don't do no dumb stuff. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, watch certain women. I ain't gonna say all women. I'm telling you, to appreciate certain women, not all women. I'm telling you to keep your circle small. Like it's a lot of messages in there. Like each song got something different in it.
Yeah, love that. Love that. I love that. What advice would you give to up and coming artists or anyone that wants to get into this music industry?
Advice, I say just keep grinding. Like if it's something that you really want to do, like just keep going with it. Like you know what I'm saying, don't let nobody like the doubts and all the outside noise. Don't none of that mean, and it's about how you feel about what you're doing.
Absolutely. I love that. And where can people find you on social media to follow everything you have going on?
Okay, on Instagram, flow.stro, FLOW.STRO. On TikTok, it's the same as that. On
Nice.
Twitter, it's flow underscore stro, spelled the same way. Um, on Facebook, flow stro, spelled the same way. And Apple Music, yeah, on all streaming platforms and YouTube, it's spelled the same way, but instead of a S, it's a money sign. So FLOW, money sign TRO.
Okay. Nice. Very cool. Well, it was lovely. Is there anything that you have coming up that you like to announce on the show to our
Um,
listeners?
I got a single coming up. I don't got no release date for it yet, but it's called Exotic. I got a video and all that for it already.
Nice.
After that, I got more videos. I got more singles. And I'm just looking forward to dropping more content for real, and
Nice.
performing and you know what I'm saying, just getting myself out there more.
Definitely, definitely. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. And it was a pleasure talking to you. And we wish you all the best.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. And thank you all for listening. And always remember to live, love, laugh. We'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.